how you doing? So today has been a day of making videos, and I'll release these, kind of as I get them edited. But we had bought a big box of stuff from a new website for me called Geek Stands, geekstands.com. So far today, I have done a video for a Griffin snare drum stand, very lightweight. Not gonna lie, I think it's gonna need some work to even work for me. I got a double pedal. It's an $89 double pedal. It looks pretty robust. We'll just have to see how it goes. And now, what do we have in the box? What do we have in the box? We have got this box. It is model number H600A. That is very descriptive. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It is, John said, oh, I know what this is. So if you play double pedal and you have a three-legged hi-hat stand, how do you do that? I get it that the hi-hat legs can often rotate around the stand shaft itself, so that then you can take that leg that is normally in the way of your other pedal and rotate it around. But I've seen people play like they've got their double pedal, the slave, and then their leg and the hi-hat stand like completely over here. So their legs are like, spread eagle almost. I don't get that. I like my stuff tight and compact. So that means you need to have a two-legged hi-hat stand, which is what this is, the H600A two-legged hi-hat stand. Man, they put a lot of stuff. They got warranty cards. So there's the H600A, if I can hold it in the frame, H600A. Two-legged hi-hat stand. So let's take a look at it, shall we? What part are we going to take out first? Now, here's another thing, too. This is what always bugs me. Oh, this always kind of bugged me. So, did a video the other day about the Stag drop clutch. Exactly like a Gibraltar. Cheaper than a Gibraltar. Granted, not by much, because the Gibraltar is pretty dang cheap. But it's the same frickin' thing, with the exception it doesn't say Gibraltar on it. But when you buy a two-legged hi-hat pedal, in my mind, it's because you're playing with a double pedal. And in my mind, if you're playing with a double pedal, you should probably have a drop clutch. Am I wrong? Please comment and let me know if I'm wrong on whether or not you should have a drop clutch when you're playing with a double pedal. So here it is. Here's the tube. Pretty thin. Pretty dang thin. It's got this hollow. Let's see if I can show this to you. It's got this hollow base that's then you put this soft plasticky rubber. It's kind of like the soles of shoes that I don't really like. It's not really rubber. It's kind of slippery. And then you got your tilt, which just kind of pushes that thing up. I don't know that I like that. I don't use a lot of tilt. I don't do a lot of sizzle. I do a little bit of sizzle. It's not a whole heck of a lot. And then the drop. Let's take a look at the drop, which is not really a drop. It's a clamp. I mean, that's nice. That's a nice one. Actually, ironically, there is the nut on the drop from Gibraltar. There is the nut from the drop on the Griffin. And here is the proof is in the pudding. If you have hi-hats you care about, You will never play with a drop that is fully threaded. Is that getting focused in on there? You'll never play with a drop that's fully threaded. If you care at all about your hi-hats, you will play with a drop. I'm doing stuff off camera here so that you can see what I'm talking about. You will play with a drop that has a blank section where your, come on, get in focus, where your hi-hat stand or your hi-hats are going to be resting. Otherwise, this becomes a saw and you will keyhole your cymbals. Why do I know this, you ask? Because the first drop I ever got, I don't know if it was a CB700. Remember those brands, CB700? I don't know if it was CB700 or if it was Gibraltar, but it was fully threaded. And some really, really, like some of my favorite, they're super special to me because my dad bought them for me when I was 14 years old. They're like Zildjian medium hats. They didn't call them a bunch of weird names back in the 70s. But my dad bought me those hats when I was 14 years old, and they are severely keyholed and bums me out even every time I talk about it. What else do you get? You get a bag of drum key and some Allen wrenches. You also get a bag of some spare parts, miscellaneous fasteners. What was I going to do? Does have another memory lock, which I'm thinking that little memory lock is going to go in the nylon bushing of the base of the stand, which we're going to look at now. So the base of the stand, which this feels pretty substantial, really. Very substantial. Base of the stand is zip tied. Very dull blade. What's going on here? Okay. Some assembly required, folks. Yep. Some assembly required. So I may have to pause the video for the cause and come back in just a second. These parts are not spare parts. Might be some spare parts, but not all spare parts. Does this have instructions? Do we know where these parts go? Okay, so they're telling you, I'm going to look at the pictures because I don't read the directions. Oh, that's not right. Got kind of a really wide base on it, really, which is kind of cool, kind of okay. I'm just looking for where you put. Okay, I guess we're going to make this up because they didn't really tell us. So we have in here, okay, the springs. I know where the springs go. The springs are going to be for the spikes. I can figure that much out. Springs are going to be for the spikes. And then the washers, which is kind of funny, they've got, oh, I know why they got 3 washers, because we got 3 fasteners. This fastener, I may just cut all of this out. Nobody wants to see an idiot try to put together a hi-hat stand with IKEA instructions. Should probably have some Benny Hill music on right now. Did I just have to pay a copyright for that? Probably. So one of the reasons why I was kind of intrigued to get this, I can't remember what the price that Geek Stands had for this. It was not bad. The PDP ones, I've got two PDPs. This exact same model, not the concept, the older kind. They went for like $109, and I didn't want to spend that. I didn't want to spend that. This was obviously less than $109 because I did not want to spend that. This is going to have to get tightened up somehow. What I'm talking about is the even right now, I'm going to put it together. If I take this apart now, that's no bueno for Ricardo. I don't like that, so I'm just going to I got to figure out how to tighten that. They did not really give me anything. It does have something right there, but that's not right. I don't see any way to stop that from moving. There is no. It does have something here. I can't see if there's an Allen wrench in there or not, or not Allen wrench, a set screw in there or not. But that wouldn't make any sense if it did, because that's the part. Look, that's the part that moves, right? But this is weird that it just goes woo. You can't do that. So when the legs are down, it doesn't move. It can't move because you've tightened this. But when the legs are loose, it's all loosey-goosey. And me no likey. Give me just a second, and I will go grab the rest of the post. Now, this is kind of nice. Sort of, kind of. So this is a little bit different bracket design here. This whole piece is a collar, which has little bosses that the legs connect to. This screw tightens into that plastic or nylon or whatever bushing. So again, you're not going to directly mar your tube, which is what this thing has to slide up and down when you go to pack it up. But if you over tighten it, you're gonna crush the tube, which that will make it difficult to load up. Let me go get the. I got too much stuff around here. Let me go get the rest of the assembly here. Now I remember as a kid, back in the day, we had to walk uphill both ways to school in the snow barefoot on the tracks. I remember that it was very, very common to break your hi-hat stand down right here. You'd unscrew this. I still know a drummer today that carries like a very small hardware bag. Well, shoot, his bass drum is smaller than my floor tom. He's a killer drummer though. And he has to break his hi-hat stand down. I'm always afraid I'm going to lose the rod. You show up at a gig and the rod just slipped out of a tiny little hole in the zipper of your bag, and you ain't playing hi-hat that night. You don't even have anything to put your hi-hat on because it goes over the rod. But this is what I wanted. This is what I was intrigued about this stand. I don't really know what's going on here yet. So this is going to be some sort of spring adjustment. It is all hard plastic. I will have to probably play with that, but I'm guessing it sets the internal spring tension. But this is what I wanted to. This is why I went after this. This action right here. Let's see if we can get this. That action. This is super smooth. Now, this is a budget brand, Griffin. I'm going to put it in the budget brand category. And I have no idea how long this will last. Like I can see that if I'm going all the way down, which way can we see that? Like this? If I'm going all the way down on the travel, I'm starting to get into the arc of the second cam. Let me describe this real quick. So we have a double chain on the pedal. The double chain goes up a cam, and then there's two chains for the rod starting on a reverse cam. So as you can see it, this is super smooth. Most of the time you see just a chain to the bottom of the rod, or back in the day, Speed King days, Ludwig days, or whatever, there was just like a solid piece of linkage with like a hinge pin here and a hinge pin here, and it just figured its way out. But this is, you've got the same kind of bearings, I would assume, that's going to be on your double pedal, little skateboard type bearings, rotating a shaft that's probably very much the same shaft that they use in their double pedal. But I mean, if I travel too far, I can see like it's binding there. Not binding, but the that's the end of the rod right there. And then there's a nut that's holding the rod onto this little assembly. And right there, it comes in contact. You can hear that. Comes in contact with the cam, and that's pulling the rod out of center from this. It is, but I'm just saying, it's a really, really ingenious little design. And I've seen this for a long time. Not advertised. Anytime I've looked at these from Griffin, I've always thought this was really, really cool. Yeah, that's totally spring tension. This is so much easier to pedal now, but it has nothing to do with the play. So if you travel too far, you're gonna bottom that out. Your cams, or you can see that if I can get my stuff out of the way, right there, bang. And I've not even gotten. Don't hit the ceiling, Richie. I have not even gotten this down. I've still got more room to go as far as the pedal's not down. But it is kind of intriguing. I mean, I have been wanting to check that out for a long time, and now I have it. I'm not a big fan of this right now. I mean, it feels robust-ish, as robust as plastic can feel. Maybe with some adjustment, we can kind of figure that out. But yeah, if you bottom out, you're hitting that cam. So, but overall, this is a way better feeling stand and a lot heavier. Way better feeling stand than the snare drum stand. The snare drum stand, I'm keeping it because it was a kind of a joint deal type thing. Not sponsored by Geek Stands or Griffin. All right, so the Griffin H600A two-legged HiHat stand with this really intriguing mechanism. I'm excited to give it a try. So when I get all this gear out and at the practice space, or maybe set up on one of the drum sets here, we will go ahead and do a video, and I'll give my responses. Right now, this is just kind of an unpacking, kind of like, just an initial first look at it. So if you like what you see, there's going to be links down in the description. And go ahead, and if these kind of videos are kind of informative for you, if you like spending money on the cheaper side, because that's just kind of where I'm at right now, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you will be notified of the rare occasion that I actually put out a video. All right? So thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye. according to the tag, best bang for your buck. I'm not 100% sold. I'm still kind of bummed that it seems like my drop won't go on the rod. Oh, the rod's got a little bit of a burr up here at the top. It's you can just barely feel it, and that'll get worn down, but you can see, oh, there it goes. That'll get worn down. So it does fit. It's okay. Rests easy. It fits.